Sara Dady is back with us tonight from Dady Law Group. We're going to break down what's happening in the U.S. deportation system. Well, she's going to break it down. Let's be real here. Thanks for being here, Sara.
My pleasure, Michelle. Yes, everyone's talking about deportations, mass deportations. So I think it's important we talk about the logistics and the consequences of that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell me what's been going on if anyone, isn't quite sure what's been happening in the news.
Okay, so there's been a lot of talk about, we have about approximately 10 million undocumented people in the United States, and we should just deport them all. Well, we do actually have a deportation system in the United States that is set by law, which laws are passed by Congress. Mm-hmm. And the system was set up over 50 years ago. It's still the same one that we have. So I think it's important that people understand what the system is.
Okay.
And that, no, it can't handle 10 million people
Somebody's got to be doing that, right? Like, that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. So when people are put in deportation, we have an immigration court system with immigration judges who order deportation. Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers go around looking for people who are violating our immigration laws.
Okay.
So they're ordered to go to immigration court. An immigration judge then might be able to grant them relief from deportation if they're eligible, or order them deported. But here's the thing. We have only 800 immigration judges in this country.
Oh, that's much more than 10,000.
We currently have a 3 million case backlog in the immigration courts. So if you want to pile on an additional 10 million on top of the 3 million backlog, and we only have 800 immigration judges, that's going to take a lot of time, probably about 20 to 30 years to deport 10 million people.
So then shouldn't the people that work in Congress know that?
Well, you would expect Congress to know a lot more than it does, actually.
Just wanted to check.
But no, and here's the other thing I think Congress and a lot of Americans don't understand is that immigration judges and Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers are funded by tax dollars, money that Congress appropriates. On the other hand, U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service, which is the agency that processes the immigration applications, is fee funded. They are funded by the application fees that immigrants make.
Okay.
So if Congress passed a legalization program, so maybe, 8 million undocumented immigrants would be eligible to apply for legal status in the U.S., there would be no taxpayer dollars involved.
Sure.
But if you want to deport 10 million or 13 million undocumented immigrants, many of whom have been living here for more than 20 years, they're married to U.S. citizens, they have U.S. citizen children, they're working, paying taxes. Well, we're going to have to look at a very significant tax increase to fund more immigration judges and more ICE officers.
And isn't the bottom line of this what you said earlier? Even if everyone says, yep, let's do it, it's going to take till I'm 75.
It's going to take decades. It's going to take 20 to 30 years.
Right.
Unless people want a significant tax increase to fund hiring more immigration judges. I mean, we'd probably need about 20,000 immigration judges and more ICE officers. Or Congress could pass a legalization plan so people could make applications to the fee-funded federal agency with no tax dollars involved. And that would actually free up ICE's time to focus on people who shouldn't be here, people that do pose a danger to the United States. Instead of,
so much from you, Sara.
So I think it's really important that people, when they hear the term mass deportation, they need to think about the actual logistics and the consequences. And right now, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is reporting that we have a 3 million worker shortage in this country. We need 3 million people.
Right, so let's find them.
Well, there seem to be a lot of people that want to come to the U.S. and work.
Yeah. Math. Sara, thanks so much for coming in and sharing all this with us. You can reach out to SaraDadyLawGroup.com. Game day is next. We're getting you ready for A Midsummer Night's Masquerade. Don't go anywhere.